Hello and welcome back to a new video where today I will be predicting the whole of the Euro 2021 tournament from the group stages to the knockout rounds. But it is the week of the Euros. It starts on Friday. I am recording this currently on the Tuesday, so if there is any outdated player injuries, information, that kind of thing, I won't know about it. But before we get on to the predictions, let's just talk about England for a bit, shall we? I am a lot less optimistic than I was before the two friendlies. We should beat Austria and Romania by bigger margins than just 1-0. I know against Romania we played a changed side. You could almost argue it was second string, getting some players some fitness like Jordan Henderson. I don't think Henderson should be in the squad. If you watched my squad predictor video, I didn't put Henderson in my squad. Roy Keane said in the pre-match that he doesn't think he should be there. What does he do? Does he tell jokes? Does he do card tricks? Does he do quizzes? It's just another place in the squad being filled up. Probably won't play much until if we get to the knockout rounds. Harry Maguire's the same. His experience, yeah, I guess so. As we are quite inexperienced at centre-back, shall we say. Let's talk about centre-back, shall we? Ben White has come in as Trent's replacement. I, for one, am happy. I like Ben White. Obviously, he was at Leeds for a season in the Championship. He's a great player. He, for me, was always tipped for England. Maybe not this soon. He is very versatile. If you've seen for Brighton, he can play in centre defensive mid. He can play in centre mid. He can play right back, right wing back, and centre back. So maybe he is coming in as a cover for Maguire and Henderson. Maybe Southgate saw how Henderson performed in the game against Romania and wasn't too pleased maybe with his fitness. Personally, I would pick Ben White over both Mings and Cody. Mings has had a bit of a stinker this whole season and in the last two friendly games. Cody is maybe only there to play in a back three if we decide to go through that route. Personally, against Croatia, I would be playing Ben White next to John Stones. Some people have said maybe James Ward-Prowse should have had the extra spot because arguably his set-piece delivery is the best out of everybody in the squad. But interestingly, no one really puts James Ward-Prowse in their starting 11. So if he's not in the starting 11, the set-piece point is redundant, really, because he's not going to be on the pitch to take them. We do have better central midfielders, like Bellingham's better, Rice is better, Mount could play in centre midfield, who is better than James Ward-Prowse. He's only going to be useful if he's on the pitch, and I don't think he will be. Another thing, Grealish has to start for me. He's been, as much as I used to hate him before he played for England, he has been a great player. Mount and Foden too. I think they both need to be in there. It's just the thing of how do we fit all of these players into one team. It's a very young, exciting squad. You've got the bits of experience in there as well. In theory, the squad should be getting to the semi-final at least, but if we win the group, the route from the round of 16 to the final is going to be incredibly difficult, as we may find out in the predictor. So maybe it would be better if, like in the World Cup 2018 in Russia, that we finish second in the group. It will make the path to the final slightly easier. Another thing, 15 players in this squad have never been to a major tournament with England before. So yes, you could argue that there's a lack of experience, but also it's a fresh start. Like, there's always the baggage of playing for England in a major tournament with the past that we've had, that they're a bit of bottle jobs maybe. So maybe the fresh start, the new players coming in, will give it a bit of a boost. So without further ado, let's get into my predictions. Now, with this tournament, Euro 2020, the best 4 third-place teams from the groups also go through to the knockout rounds. So instead of just winging it and picking who the 4 best teams are, theoretically, I've gone through the game predictor on the Euro 2020 website, and predicted what I think each game's result will be. And I have then put those results into the table so I can get the top 4 third place teams points wise. So let's see how the groups have ended up. So here we have Group A. I have gone for Italy to finish top. I think most people would. Wales to finish in second. Switzerland third and Turkey fourth. I think maybe Switzerland and Wales could switch round, but I do think Wales will have a bit of confidence after the last European tournament to come in, and I think they will get second. Group B, Belgium, one of the favourites to win the tournament. I think they are, whether De Bruyne's playing or not, they have got so much talent elsewhere on the pitch. They're going to win the group. I think they're going to win all 3 games. Denmark to come second, Finland third, and Russia fourth. I think with Denmark and Finland, again, like in Group A, that'll be a fairly close one. Group C, we've got Netherlands, we've got Holland to win the group, without Van Dijk, obviously. Austria second, Ukraine third, and North Macedonia fourth. Some people have said North Macedonia could be the surprise team of the tournament. I just can't see them. Maybe they'll get a point against Ukraine, but Holland, I don't think they'll get a point against them. Group D, England's group. Now, interestingly enough, when I went through the match predictors and put them into the table, England came top on goal difference. I had them draw against Croatia, beat Czech Republic and beat Scotland, and Croatia obviously draw against England and beat Czech Republic and Scotland. So I do think it's going to be tight between England and Croatia. So we're just going to have to see how that one goes. Scotland, I don't see them getting through. I don't see them coming third. There is a bit of hype around them, I guess. But no, I think they're coming last. Group E, Spain to win, Poland to come second, Sweden and Slovakia third and fourth. I think that's fairly obvious. And now Group F, the group of death. France, for me, I think France are going to win the whole tournament. I think they're going to win all 3 games in their group. Portugal to come second, Germany to come third, and Hungary won't get a point. Interestingly enough, in this as well, Portugal and Germany were separated by goal difference on the way that I did it. So that'll be an interesting battle. I just think Portugal have the edge over Germany to come second. However, we do have the top 4 third place teams. So from my match predictions, the top 4 third place teams are Finland, Czech Republic, Sweden, and Germany. So I do think Germany will slip through there. Sweden to beat Slovakia to get a win there. But now is the interesting part, the knockout rounds. Here we have the round of 16. Belgium v Germany is how it's come out. That'll be a very interesting game, but I do think Belgium will edge through there. Italy against Austria. I think Italy will get through that one. France and Finland, France will breeze through. Croatia and Poland. Now that is going to be a very interesting game. Croatia's midfield, like the centre of midfield, is very strong, and I think in the World Cup in 2018, that's where we came unstuck. But Poland, obviously they've got Lewandowski up front. They've got some great players. They've got Mateusz Klich from Leeds United, obviously, playing in centre midfield. But I do think I'm going to have to go for Poland to get through that one. Spain and Czech Republic. I'm going to go for Spain. Here we go. England against Portugal in the round of 16 at a European tournament. This is going to be a very tough game if this is what happens. But if this is what happens, I'm going to go for England. I am going to go for England. I do think the youth of the side, they have, as I said earlier, they don't have the baggage. They will get something done over Portugal, whether it be in 90 minutes, whether it is in extra time, or whether it is in a penalty shootout. Obviously, we beat Colombia in a penalty shootout, so we no longer have that curse, hopefully. But But yeah, I'm going to go for England to beat Portugal there. Holland against Sweden. I do think Holland will get that one. Sweden obviously don't have Zlatan anymore. He came out of retirement for the tournament, but then he got injured. And Wales against Denmark. I'm going to go for Wales. I do think Wales can go on a little bit of a run this time. But I think their run will stop in the quarterfinals and Holland will go through to the semis. Spain against England. Spain do have a decent side, I guess. Obviously, at the time of recording, they've had their whole coronavirus lockdown thing, I guess you can call it, where Sergio Busquets tested positive. The whole squad went into isolation. They brought a few players in to train by themselves. So I don't know what's going to happen there. They do have a decent squad, but I don't think it's as good as it used to be. When you think back to Spain squads, when they had Xavi, Iniesta, when they had Fernando Torres. So England are gonna beat Spain in the quarterfinals. I've said it now. I'm not going to go back. France against Poland. France will win. Belgium and Italy. Belgium will win that. The semi-finals. Here we go. Belgium against France. I did say earlier on in the video that I think France are the favourites. I do think they're going to win. So France will beat Belgium. That'll be a very interesting game there. England against Holland. I think England will beat Holland in the semi-finals. Gareth Southgate did say he thinks anything less than a semi-finals in this tournament is a failure. It's going to be tough, as I said. If England win their group, the route that they have through to the final is ridiculously hard. If you look at Croatia's route through, if we were to finish second, they'd have Poland, but then they would get France. So either way, it's going to be hard to get through to the final. But I think if we can beat Portugal or Germany, whoever it's going to be, we're going to have the confidence. We're going to have the confidence of beating a big team. So I think that confidence will carry us through to the final, where, as you can see, I think, and I have predicted, we will face France. If we get to the final, I will be happy. It's progress. We got to the semi-final of the World Cup. Getting to the final of the Euros would be great. It will be at Wembley, which will give us a boost. There will be fans there, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong between now and then. But I think France are going to win it. They are the reigning world champions. And I just think they've got a bit too much for us at this moment in time. I think this is where the youth of the England squad and the inexperience of the England squad playing together will get us to come unstuck. We have the players themselves have experience in finals, most of them do. The Man United players played in the Europa League final, they didn't win. But then you had Chelsea and Man City playing in the Champions League final. So there is final experience there, but I think France are going to be too much for us. However, I think getting to the final of the Euros this year would be classed as a success. And it'll be something to build on for the World Cup next year. With the Euros being delayed, it means we have less time to wait for the World Cup. And I think another Premier League season under the young players' belts, like Foden, like Mount, like Grealish, I think that will make them, they'll all become better players. Jude Bellingham will be another year older. He'll have more experience. Maybe he will have won the Bundesliga with Dortmund. Maybe he will have won the Champions League, I don't know. So I will be very confident for the 2022 World Cup. However, I am going to go for France to win Euro 2020 against England at Wembley. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember to leave a like, it's free. Subscribe, it's also free, so you don't have an excuse there. I will probably do a reaction to my predictions at the end of the tournament to see how right or wrong I was. Leave some comments down below of what you think is going to happen in this tournament, where you think I'm wrong, where you think I'm right. And to answer the thumbnail question, is it coming home? Not this year. See you later.